Good evening, viewers. Today we will discuss about the inertia. What is inertia? You know about the inertia we discussed earlier. Inertia is the force applied to the momentum of a particle. Movement of a particle. So it stops or allows the particle to move continuously or stop the particle. Next, there are two types of inertia. There are two types of inertia. One is static inertia and the dynamic inertia. Static inertia says that until we apply an external force, there will be no change in the position of the object. There will be, until we apply external force, there will be no change in the position of the object. Whereas dynamic dynamic inertia is that nobody which is no body which is in the motion always try to move in the direction until some net forces act on it. That means a body continues to move until unless a net force is applied on it. If F force net is equal to 0, then the velocity of an object is either 0 or constant. Either 0 or constant. Next, inertia is the property of matter that resists changes in the state of motion or at rest. In the state of motion or at rest. It depends on the mass of the object. It depends on the mass of the object. Suppose the car has more inertia than a bicycle because of its mass. The car has more inertia than a bicycle because of its mass. Mass is measured in kg. Mass is the property of an object that specifies how much inertia the object has. Please listen carefully. Mass is the property of an object that specifies how much inertia the object has. So we can remember A. Acceleration is equal to momentum 1 minus momentum 2, m1 minus mass m1 minus m2 into g by m1 plus m2. Then the tension will be 2 m1 m2 by g m1 m2 g by m1 plus m2, where m is the mass and g is the gravitational force and t is the tension. Now, third law of motion. Third law of Newton's motion. Third law of motion states that when an object exerts a force on other object, The second object also exerts a force on the first one, which is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Opposite in direction. That means, please listen, that means when a object exerts a force on the other object also exerts the same force in the opposite direction. Like you can see the conservation of movement, opposite direction. The two opposing forces are known action and reaction pair. The two opposing forces are known as action and reaction. Conservation of momentum. You can see the down picture wherein down picture wherein M1, M2 collide, and before collision of these two masses, you see the initial velocities are u1 and second body is u2. When they collide and after the collision, the velocities will be v1 and v2 respectively. That means they collide each other and action and reaction will be same but in the opposite direction. You can see the initial velocities and final velocities as shown in the picture. I will repeat. Suppose the above marbles collide each other. You make a column, three columns, that is marble 1, marble 2 and the explanation. Number 1. Momentum before collision. M1, U1 under marble 1, M2, U2 under marble 2. And second point is momentum after collision. M1, V1 and M2, V2. Third point, change in momentum, delta P, denoted by delta V, is equal to M1 V1 minus M1 U1, because final velocity acceleration and initial velocity acceleration. So under marble 2, it will be M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Rate of change of momentum given by delta P by delta T is equal to M1 V1 minus M1 U1 divided by T, under third column under marble 2, M2 V2 minus M2 U2 by T. But according to the Newton's third law of motion, the force exerted by first marble and the second is equal to the force exerted by the second marble as on the first one. Hence we get F12 is equal to minus F21. Why minus? Because it is equal and opposite. Okay, according to the third law. So F12 can be denoted by delta P1 by T is equal to minus delta P2 by T. So M1 V1 minus M1 U1 divided by T is equal to minus within the bracket M2 V2 minus M2 U2, bracket close and divided by T. You get cancel T, then M1 U1 through multiply throughout by minus m1 u1 you get. By solving the above, we get m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This is before collision is equal to after collision. Lastly, law of law of conservation of moment states that in the absence of the net external force on the system, the momentum of the system remains unchanged. I just repeat, law of conservation of momentum states that within the apostrophes, in the absence of net external force on the system, the momentum of the system remains unchanged. Thank you.